Hola chica, welcome back to my channel this week. So I know a lot of you are freelancers who show up online and you are basically running your business online and offering your services and your opportunities to other business owners. So I thought, why not make a video about UpWork and Fiverr? I know these are two really popular platforms that many freelancers online use to run, market, and get buyers and sellers for either their, what products they need or what services they need help with, or to offer their own services and products. So today we're going to dive into both Fiverr and UpWork. I'm going to tell you the background of both. I'm going to compare and contrast both of them, and I'm going to show you exactly which one of the two you need personally for your online business. So if you are just stuck and cannot decide which one to use, or maybe you just want to learn about both of them because maybe you have no idea what either of these offers you, I want you to stick around till the end of this video because I'm going to show you a walkthrough tutorial with tons of different tips. I say tons, not tons where it's like, wow, that was way too many, but enough where you get a really good idea about what you're working with and you can make the best possible decision for your business. So if you want to learn more about these platforms, stick around for more. Okay, so first, let's look at some background on both platforms. We're going to start with UpWork. So UpWork essentially was created by a tech lead in Silicon Valley who realized that a friend of his who lived in Athens would be the perfect companion for starting some online web projects. So while his team agreed, they had some definite concerns considering that his friend was overseas and they did not have the same time zone, etc. So they decided, why not create a platform that would provide web-based remote work that would show visibility and trust for these workers. So thus the root of UpWork was formed, and then it became so successful that this tech lead in Silicon Valley and his partners decided, wow, why don't we make this even better? So in 2015, they came up with a new and improved version of this same web business and named it UpWork. Now, this is the world's largest freelancing website where every single year, millions of jobs get published and offered for freelancers. And there are over 5,000 skill sets that you can find when searching Upwork based off whatever needs you have, and 70 different working categories. So there is so much opportunity for freelancers to be seen and for business owners to come to Upwork and find whatever opportunities that they need for their business. Now let's take a look at Fiverr. So in 2010, the company basically rooted and came about from the vision and desire to offer freelancers opportunities globally, worldwide. But unlike Upwork, the Fiverr co-founders were very, very clear that they wanted a two-sided web-based platform where individuals could buy and sell a number of freelance opportunities online. And just in a couple years, in 2012, they hosted 1.3 million gigs on the Fiverr platform. Their transaction volume grew 600%. And in 2013, just a few years after the origin of Fiverr, it was ranked in the top 100 most popular sites in the US, and it was ranked in the top 200 globally. So Fiverr grew dramatically in a very short period of time. So now that we have taken a look together at both the history of Upwork and Fiverr, now I'm going to dive a little bit deeper into specifically Upwork. Now with Upwork, you can be on two different sides of the spectrum, either looking to hire or looking for work. To make this information a little easier for you to keep handy and refer to later, I am now going to hop on my computer and show you the benefits, pricing, and what type of freelancers suit Upwork best. So we're going to hop on right now, and be sure to either take notes on your notebook paper, and your notes on your phone, on your computer, whatever, or maybe just listen for now and come back later and watch again. I want this to be easy for you to consume so that this is the only video that you ever have to watch again about Upwork and Fiverr. So let's now hop onto my computer. Okay, so if you are looking to hire on Upwork, there are some things that you need to consider. You need to first post your requirement related to the type of project and skills required for creating an Upwork account. And then Upwork will analyze your requirement and show the top freelancers and agencies to you using data science that they have incorporated into Upwork. Then you have to view the profiles of the selected candidates that they showed you. Here's some examples right here of some candidates that you can see as an example. And these candidates they show you will be based on clients' ratings, job success scores, portfolios, etc. After that, you have to evaluate bids by taking into consideration their thought processes, qualifications, overall cost, etc. So as you can see here are some overall costs per hour for these particular candidates. And these are in the US base, but you can also move that to worldwide and get a global perspective. So this is broken down really, really clear. You can see exactly what their skills are. So when you start creating your profile, as you are looking to hire on Upwork, this is an excellent way to do that. After you have evaluated bids and considered their qualifications, thought processes, etc., then you can actually schedule a chat and find out which one suits you better for your specific project. So right here you could see the collaboration made easy section. So basically you can use Upwork to chat or video call, share files, track project milestones from your desktop or even mobile, etc. So after you have scheduled a chat and found out which particular candidate suits you better for your project, you finally get a contract created with your selected professional. And this is all done within Upwork's service. Now, if you are on the opposite side and looking for work on Upwork, so you are basically the candidate who wants to be hired for a job, first you need to create an Upwork account. So Upwork makes this really easy. You can literally select Get Started, and it's going to break down exactly how this works. First, you will enter in your work email right here, and after that, Upwork's advanced algorithms will highlight the best jobs for you. So after you have created your profile, laid out your skill sets, incorporated your portfolio, etc., Upwork actually kind of does the work for you. So after that, you can search for projects and reply to client invitations. So the achievements you have on projects increase your chances of getting hired by those who are searching for candidates for their business or their specific project. So by adding the status of your prestigious programs, you can gain more visibility on Upwork. So you can get extensive work with top clients by just making an Upwork account and utilizing this platform. Now you might be wondering, okay, so is this complicated? Is Upwork easy to use? Will I be frustrated? It is so easy to use. If you are a client, you can send and receive files in a protected environment. And I know that's something that's obviously very important to us, being online creators, online business owners. We want to make sure that the platforms we are using are trustworthy. As you can see here, Upwork is actually trusted by some of the top online networks that exist today. So you can rest assured that your content is protected and that you will receive professional opportunities and that you do not have to worry about spam, so to speak, with Upwork. So you can share your feedback with the freelancer via chat, like we just mentioned before. After you scroll down here, you will see, look, collaboration made easy. So talking about payments, you only have to pay for the work you approve. So you can also access your transactions and invoice history on Upwork itself, which is amazing to know. You can keep this all incorporated within the platform, which makes it really easy for tax purposes to stay up to date. So being a freelancer, you can enjoy these benefits. The only difference lies in the payments. For hourly work, you need to submit timesheets via Upwork. So after you get your account set up with Upwork, it's going to be very clear how you go about doing this particular step. So for fixed projects, the set funds and milestones are released as per fixed price escrow instructions. So you can also choose the payment method that works best for you. So I know you are probably wondering, what does Upwork charge for these amazing services? So as a client, you have 4 pricing tiers to choose from. So with the basic free tier, you can see here exactly what you're going to get. Verified work history and reviews, unlimited proposals, built-in collaboration tools, and easy payments. So if you want to select the basic account, this is all that you will get with that, which is actually pretty good considering what you do get with a free account. Now with the second tier, this is the plus version. So everything in the basic tier you will get, and dedicated account managers to help you find and hire high quality talent fast. So basically they're saying, you know what, if you're going to pay, we're going to help you get your solutions even quicker. And let's face it, we all want instantaneous results. We seek that. So this is a really good opportunity if you are willing to invest in this particular plan. You also get project tracking and collaboration tools for your teams, tailored search results featuring top-rated and rising talent. So this is a really good solution if you maybe cannot afford heavy investment but still want to get a little extra assistance and guidance. So this is the business tier. So if you're a larger business, I definitely recommend this particular tier. But a lot of us are freelancers and we either have contracted work helping us or we basically run the show. So this is definitely a, premium opportunity that I think, while it certainly offers a lot of services, I definitely think that you still get a lot for what you probably are going to need if you're watching this video in the plus version. But obviously this is up to your own discretion and you just you should do your own research, right? Gather the information I'm giving you in the step-by-step process I'm showing you, but still, make your own choice. But just for your convenience, here it is, the example of what you get with a business profile. So everything in the plus tier, but you also get consolidated billing and invoicing with net 30 pay. Dedicated team of advisors to get you hiring faster and more successfully. So this is where you get really specific strategic advisors actually walking you through each different hire that you seek, or if you're trying to find a client and they walk you through that. It's kind of like QuickBooks. If you basically pay to use TurboTax, you get trained CPAs that will actually help you with your taxes. So I definitely think it's important to hire someone to run the taxes for you, so that way you can make sure you do it professionally and you do not miss anything. But if you are just getting going with your freelance business, if you're an online blogger, a influencer, you cannot necessarily afford a CPA to pay for everything. So basically TurboTax offers opportunities just like this where they have trained advisors to help you with your own taxes. So again, this is a good option, but I still say you do get a lot of great value with this plus version if you are willing to pay for UpWork at all. And here we have the top level version of enterprise. So as you can see, each tier does have opportunity. They do have benefits. It's just a matter of what works best for you and how you want to use UpWork. So now you're probably wondering, okay, who is UpWork best for specifically? What will serve me best? Will it be this UpWork or will it be Fiverr that we will take a look at after this? So in comparing UpWork and Fiverr, there's no question that both are versatile in offering jobs to individuals of many different industries. But since we're talking about UpWork, here's what they're best for. The first is going to be writers. So even down here, if you scroll, you can see writing as one of the qualified talent or agencies that UpWork is known for. So if you're a writer, since writers have the opportunity to bid for jobs, they know exactly what type of work they bid for. So basically, they get a better idea of what is expected from them during the phase of interview. So this could be via chat box, this could be via video chat, or just text. So this helps them in making the final deal. The next type of creator that UpWork is best for would be mobile and web app developers. So without any doubt, this is one of the most apparent points in the UpWork versus Fiverr comparison. UpWork's hourly billing feature makes it totally easy for developers to change from an hour instead of the whole project, so an hourly rate. So basically this way they get paid for any additional work and the extra hours they put into the finished project. The third type of creator UpWork serves is customer service and sales agents. So sales and support agents have the opportunity to change on an hourly basis. So it's very versatile. Even though UpWork cautions against external communication, it's not banned. So this makes it easier for agents and clients to train and communicate. A fourth type of creator would be Bitcoin experts. So from writing jobs to development of blockchain, Bitcoin experts have plenty of opportunities on UpWork, which is probably very unexpected, but this has become a rising industry and there has been a rising push for Bitcoin experts. So basically during the phase of the interview, you can ask the client questions to analyze how much time would be required and figure out if the job is worth your time or not. So in my opinion, the top advantages of UpWork are they build long-term relationships. It's hassle-free communication, like we've already mentioned, with the easy video chat, text, or just pop-up chat boxes. Free sign up, like I've already showed you, you simply can sign up and join instantly for free. And of course, like we've seen here, you have this basic free plan, tier plan that you could use. So soon after creating your account, you as the freelancer get 60 potential connections to bid for a job. The next advantage is fixed price protection. So escrow lets clients double check the final work before they release payment to freelancers. So this definitely secures your payment and makes it reliable, trustworthy, and you know exactly what you are getting. Hourly payment protection is another advantage. So as a part of the service, Upwork collects the information of freelancers' work on a client project, and this feature is known as Work Diary. So the feature basically helps ensure that an hour paid is an hour of work, providing you with an easily accessible, billable time system with work details and in-progress screenshots. So you can keep up with all your work that you do, you can keep up with the hours you spend on the work, and you basically know that you're not getting lack of compensation for your hard work and effort. And of course, the mobile app. The mobile app Upwork offers gives users far more freedom to get connected on the go because let's face it, most of us are using our phones to read blogs, to stay connected, and to build our business. So clients can get a notification on the acceptance or rejection of the offer. They can chat with freelancers, send and receive screenshots, set milestones for fixed price jobs, and so much more. So Upwork, as you can see, is an excellent, reasonably priced platform for those who are trying to create an online business and to find work and also find potential hires to help them with their own projects. So now that we've taken a really deep dive into Upwork, now we're going to look at Fiverr. So Fiverr is best suited for you if you are a buyer, seller, or if you are looking for gigs. So what do I mean by gigs? I'm glad you asked because that's something we're going to discuss in this recording. So just like before, I'm going to hop on my computer and show you a breakdown of Fiverr pricing, the benefits, and also what type of freelancers suit Fiverr specifically best. So that way you know very clearly, is Upwork for me? Is Fiverr for me, or maybe both? Okay, so here we are with Fiverr. And like I just mentioned, I'm going to go over what different terms mean in relation to Fiverr. So let's start with gig. So gig is a service offered on Fiverr's platform. So for example, I would like to write quality web content for $10. So that is a gig. The seller, which is another term related to Fiverr, is a registered user who offers gigs on the platform. So the seller offers a specific service on the Fiverr platform, and they basically say how much they charge for that service. So the seller is offering a service. Then we have the buyer. So a buyer is a registered user who purchases gigs from the platform. So the buyer purchases gigs from the seller. And then finally, we have order. So order is when a buyer buys a gig, it is known as an order. So now that you know these terms, let's take a look at how Fiverr works, and here are some of the steps you should follow when signing up with Fiverr. So if you are a buyer, let's speak to that first. First, you need to create a Fiverr account. So this is very simple, a lot like Upwork. You're going to go here and click join, and it's going to ask you to join with your email, which is what I typically do, and I would recommend using your business email. And then you follow the steps by giving your first and last name and where you're located, date of birth, the typical standard questions they will ask to set up your account. Now, after you do that, you will then be directed to find the services you want to buy by browsing Fiverr's catalog in different categories. So you can also use Fiverr's search engine and filter to find a specific seller or gig that's being offered. So you can decide what exactly the industries are that you want to search for and that make an impact for you, that are relevant to your business as the buyer. And then you can move forward. So here are a few professional services offered specifically on Fiverr. And you can just keep on scrolling and find out these services. There are a ton. And as you can see here, Fiverr is trusted by some of the top social medias and platforms of the modern day. So that should make you feel better when utilizing this platform. It is reliable, it has been certified, and it is a great platform. Now, once you find a gig or seller, you click on more information to learn more about that seller, such as their price, description of service, work samples, etc. So their work samples are the equivalent to like their portfolio that we saw with UpWork. So if you think that you have found an appropriate seller, you can proceed by placing an order to that seller. And as you can see here is that search bar where you can go in and search specific types of services based off whatever freelancing services that you sell or that you're interested in purchasing, which brings me right to being a seller. So if you are a seller, you want to create a seller profile. So you go to becoming a seller, and that will give you a lot more information as to what exactly that looks like, what type of community that you have with Fiverr, which is something I really love about Fiverr, is that strong community aspect that it offers. And look how many transactions, how many gigs are bought every day, how quickly a gig is bought every 4 seconds, and the price ranges for these gigs that you can receive. So as a seller, you are going to create a profile that represents you to the community of other freelancers. And you will create it in a professional manner because, again, this is a professional tool, a professional platform. You will create the gig you want to sell on Fiverr, and it gives you an opportunity to show off your talent and help buyers get the information required to help them choose their sellers that they need. You can even add video to introduce yourself and your service, which we all know video is very powerful for getting a point across. Not to say that words and text are not still invaluable. I think having both together is really valuable, but being able to have a quick intro video allows basically the buyer to get to know you more quickly on a personal level and feel like they trust you more or feel that they can trust you more because they've seen you more interactively in video. So it definitely adds a personal touch and will attract more buyers. As well, you can add 3 different compelling packages on your gig page. It will not only give your buyers more choices, but it will also push your average order value higher. So basically expands your expertise. You can also maximize your income by upselling your gigs with extra services before, during, and after the order. So think about it like your own platform. Like for me personally, I use Kajabi. I've mentioned this all the time because this platform has changed my life professionally and even personally as a result. But Kajabi allows me to have a checkout page for a specific product. Let's, for example, use a course. And when someone goes in to purchase a course, then I'm allowed to offer a upsell. So let's say my Lightroom preset package is connected with my course. Then I will be able to offer an upsell to see if the purchaser or buyer wants to get a good deal by having both the course they desire to begin with and also my photo presets for a strong deal. So you can offer this limited one-time exclusive offer on your gigs page as a buyer is coming to purchase your service. Also, you can send offers to potential buyers in a customized manner. So fully branded, fully you, that's something that Fiverr really pushes and makes it easy to incorporate. Fiverr is just as easy to use as Upwork. Your payments get released to a seller once the project is approved by the buyer. You can find gigs within minutes, if not seconds, and know the exact charges that need to be paid off. So there are no hourly rates with Fiverr. And Fiverr also has a 24/7 support service, which is really amazing because we all know that we just sometimes want quick solutions and answers to our problems and pain points, and Fiverr makes that really easy to receive. You can ask your queries or questions at any time of the day, which is an amazing function of Fiverr. So now let's talk money. What fees does Fiverr charge? Well, firstly, Fiverr is completely free to sign up and use. A lot like Upwork, well, identical to Upwork because Upwork offers that basic free plan, remember? Once you get into buying jobs or selling services, that's when the fees will come in. If you are a buyer and you are making purchases up to and including $20 US, you have to pay $1 US as a processing fee. So if your order exceeds $20, Fiverr charges 5% of the grand amount. Now, if you are a seller, Fiverr will take 20% from every job. So this is only fair because Fiverr is a massive platform full of tons of freelance opportunity. So if you are offering your service on this platform, it's only fair that Fiverr takes a portion because they are a business as well, just like you. Apart from that, Fiverr also charges some cost for taking out funds from the account. So let's talk about the details of this. When it comes to PayPal, 2% of the total withdrawal amount, so that's up to $1 is taken out. If you use a local bank transfer, $3 is charged per transfer. You have an opportunity to use Fiverr Revenue Card, so $1 within 2 days or $3 within 2 hours is charged. And if you use the direct deposit function, $1 per transfer, and that's within the US only. Now, of course, as you see here, you can change what type of payment method you use depending on where you are located. Maybe you're in Europe, maybe you are in the South America region, maybe you are in Canada, Brazil, etc. So now that we've discussed this payment and all the payment options and the charges for different transaction fees depending on which type of transaction you use, let's discuss who Fiverr is a best fit for, because I know that's really important to you. You're trying to figure that out. You're trying to clear this up. So first, we're going to talk about logo designers or illustrators. So Fiverr makes communication easy for designers and illustrators. You have the option to give a client a questionnaire where you can ask as many questions and details as you want in order to complete a project. Second are writers, similar to UpWork. So no matter what type of writing you specialize in, Fiverr provides you an option to set the price and also provides buyers with an option for upgrades, like we just mentioned, that upsell. So depending on the word limit or time frame, you can set different prices. So just like designers, you can also add a few questions so that you get a better understanding of the requirement of the particular buyer. A third type of freelancer would be voiceover actors, which is really cool. So because of a limited extent of Fiverr's gigs, voiceover assignments are ideal for the platform. So you get the script from the client and you deliver it. It is literally so simple. So you are not required to spend any extra time asking for unnecessary details. So what are the top advantages of Fiverr? Now that we've looked at the best, most ideal users, which are once more logo designers or illustrators, writers, voiceover actors. These are the best users for the Fiverr platform. So the top advantages. Number one would be secure payments. So as all clients who place requests from the platform are checked by Fiverr. So this gives a sense of security to sellers or freelancers for getting paid correctly. Another advantage is stable source of income. So since Fiverr has a fixed price module, it can be a great source for stable income. Next, we have it encourages clients to give tips. So this motivates the freelancers and helps them improve their skills. Next is easy bidding. Fiverr makes it easy for the sellers to find buyers by matching their profiles with the gigs they require. And finally, mobile app. Fiverr is super easy to use on mobile, just like UpWork, which is, again, so important considering we are mostly on our mobile devices today. So these are some great advantages of Fiverr as well, and I hope this cleared up, the servicing fee and also what type of freelancers best suit Fiverr, and also UpWork, which we just discussed previously. So I hope this was very encouraging, and feel free to walk through this platform yourself. I always recommend doing your own research, even after watching this helpful, basically stepping stone video, which I love providing for you, and I hope this was super, super helpful. So now that we have taken a look at both these platforms, now it's time for you to decide which one is best for you. The truth is, both of these platforms are highly professional due to the reliability and certification of both Fiverr and UpWork. So both platforms are amazing. Neither are, worse or better than the other. It just depends on specifically what type of problems you are having or what pain points you need solutions for, or what type of services and products maybe you are trying to offer to the digital space. Now that you've been given all this background and information, is to go and explore both platforms yourself. Take a look around, see which best suits your vibe. Maybe one of them is easier to go through than the other for you personally. It all depends on your circumstances and where you are at. But it's amazing to me that we even have these platforms available to us at the touch of our keypads, so to speak. So I hope you can take everything you learned in this video and implemented into your business and that you never have to watch another video about Fiverr or Upwork again, because everything was provided for you in this video. And if you're interested, I know that right now with everything going on with the pandemic, and even if you're watching this in the future and that's no longer necessarily a scenario we are going through, I want you to have as much opportunities that you can find as possible on my YouTube videos. So I highly recommend you go check out this YouTube video, because I am breaking down the top work from home jobs that you can do remote with zero experience. So you literally need zero experience to do these jobs. So if that sounds like something you want to learn more about as you are transitioning into maybe a more remote job, or maybe you are trying to develop some supplemental income on the side in these difficult circumstances, either or, I know this video can give you a lot of value. So if you loved this video, definitely give it a big thumbs up, and do be sure to subscribe to my channel if this is the type of content that you love to see. Your subscriptions really help this channel grow and allow me to keep making more content for you in the future. So I'm so happy you stopped by, and I'll see you in the next one. Besos.